Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go Quick Look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and what we have this time is the Makoto Ryusei Gyuto 240mm knife. So this line of knives has a three-layer construction. The harder center core cutting steel is Aogami or Blue Paper Super reactive high carbon steel. Heat treats around 62 plus Rockwell on that core steel. Construction is a soft stainless non-reactive cladding on either side of that harder core steel. And you can see the core steel peeking out from the edge. So the cladding does come over the top of the spine as well, which is nicely polished. You can see that right there. The weight and dimensions can vary a little bit from knife to knife. This particular one is 174 grams or 6.1 ounces. The edge length is 238 millimeters or about 9.4 inches. And the overall length is about 396 or 15.6 inches. The spine thickness is about 2.1 millimeters generally just across the board on these. So about 2.1-ish all the way down until you hit the grind. And the grind's pretty tall on these, so that it thins out real nicely at the tip. And the tip is very, very good on this. I played with this one on a few different products, and the performance is excellent, both at the back and at the front here. So blade height is pretty generous at 15.51 millimeters basically, so plenty of clearance for the board. The handle is octagonal. It is maple with a black, or excuse me, so used to saying black packawood, with a red packawood ferrule. So it's a nice, interesting mix there of woods, warm maple, and then the red packawood. Nice tight install on the handle. Fit and finish is good. The handle's fairly light, so that's going to bring the balance point forward a fair amount. So there's the balance point, which is definitely in front of a pinch grip by quite a bit for me. So that makes it feel a little bit more weight forward, a little bit more of a chopping power on the board. The fit and finish is very, very good, as is kind of standard for Makoto's knives. He puts a lot of work, you can tell, into the finish components. That you've got a highly polished rounded spine, and then a polished rounded choil. Real nice polish on that as well. Super comfortable out of the box. Put a nice out of the box edge on these. I'll say 6, maybe 7 out of 10 on my scale for out of the box edges. Really good grinds, thin at the edge, thin at the tip, clean grind, straight. We'll get our beauty shot here. So on the blade flats, you've got a hairline or brushed finish going this way with the blade, which helps hide scratches when you clean and dry the knife, because usually you're wiping it this way. You've got hand chiseled engraved kanji on the right side of the blade as you'd be holding it. I have been using this, so you can see some patina developing on that core steel, that Aogami Super. I'd say, performance is excellent. Food release is okay. Things can tend to stick, some moisture things can tend to stick riding up the blade because the finish is, fairly flat, and it's pretty smooth. But, the performance is really good. The tip is excellent. What else here? I think that's about it. Let's look at the cutting board demo. So, again, this was a very pleasurable knife to use. Here is our edge profile. So you can see it's, got a little bit of a flattish area towards the heel, but it's fairly kind of a continuous curve. A little more belly towards the tip. Gentle belly towards the rear, so it doesn't flow into a stop. It just kind of goes there and keeps going till you finish it off. On the back. Front, I can get pretty high on this. They've got a little bit more aggressive belly, so you can see I'm getting a little higher on it. And you can see when you get a really good patina going, that's going to look really cool. It's really going to contrast with that core steel from the stainless on the cladding. But there's your edge profile. So just a really excellent performing, nice looking, refined, but with some character to it type of knife. So it's a neat product. This is the Makoto Ryusei Gyuto 240mm knife.